Welcome to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast, where world-changing spiritual entrepreneurs come to deeply awaken the power within to bring forth their greatest purpose, to create massive awakened impact for millions of souls around the planet, while enjoying being in tune with all life and real wealth in all aspects of their lives. I'm your host, Daniel John Hanneman. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm so grateful again to have you here. Today, we've got an amazing subject to talk about around deepening into the light within the darkness. This is a very hot subject right now. I'm having many people seemingly coming to me talking about this and excited about this opportunity to deepen into the light within the sense of darkness that people are experiencing personally and collectively. And for those of us that are wanting to truly work through this time and activate our deepest purpose and to fulfill that purpose, now is the time that you were born for. Okay, so let me go ahead and talk to you a little bit about some of the inspiration for today's podcast. I'm going to keep it relatively short today. So like I said, there's been a number of people coming to me lately. I had a client say when this COVID thing was a little bit, mid stages maybe of versus where we are right now, it come to me talking about how everybody's wanting to go into ascension and into the light, but why aren't people not embracing their darkness? And I think that's a brilliant point. Why are we not, are we afraid to be in the darkness? Are we avoiding something in the darkness? We have people saying things around what's happening, like the no mask controversy, right? We've got people talking about let's get on with our lives versus no, stay in, stay home, save lives. That's it, So we've got these different energies, these different aspects. We've got energies saying we need to come together in oneness and love, and then it turns into an idea of a utopian world that we can create right now. And we have people say, hey, let's get back to business as usual. Or I'm not saying, those, I'm just saying like all these varieties of different concepts. Let's go this way or let's go that way. Well, there's a lot more of that. Within the collective energy, because we've gotten so darn good at trying to roll people into our thing. What are we're convicted about, what we're standing for. We've gotten so good at that. We've been moving from a sense of being in the dark in terms of being even aware of some of these issues that are coming up now overall. And now as the light of awareness is opening up and we're like, wow, as the light's expanding, I'm becoming aware of more of the darkness. It's always been there, but it was been in the closet. Now I open up the closet, I see this darkness. I always knew the darkness was in the closet. Now I'm looking squarely at it. And man, I can't believe how dark it is in that closet. That sort of stuff. Or just it's hitting us more. It's affecting us more. So these are all parts of things where it's part of what we're dealing with right now. I had another person that I worked together with, an accountability partner, and she talked about how it's intense out there. She kept saying it's intense, on the social media boards, and people are sending me more emails than usual about COVID and other matters. It's as though we're being bombarded. Some of us feel bombarded right now. I can feel the energy. I don't feel specifically bombarded, but I can feel the energy going on. Most of you listening in are probably empathic people. So you feel a lot of energy. Nearly everyone I connect with is an empath because those are the people that tend to gravitate towards my work. So I take these long pauses for us to really settle into this. Really settle into what I'm talking about here. I had a recent client that I worked with who is facing a challenge within her business, not making the sort of money that she'd like to be making. I'll keep it really general, that way I'll be totally confidential. And it's been going on for a while, let me put it that way. And there was a time that, that she had been doing well and or better or doing okay. The business was happening, and then a real longer stretch now where it's not happening so much. So there's a sense of darkness, that this is happening. Many of us are wondering what is happening. We can't get back to work. We can't seem to get our businesses going. Or if we do have a business, we're looking to shift and change our businesses or our focus with what we're doing in the world. Now, I've been in contact with people who are in the movie The Secret and people like that, or that in the midst of all that's happening have told me, I'd love to be on your show, but right now, I don't know what to talk about for right now. I mean, I'm re-evaluating what I want to talk about. The darkness is asking us to go deeper. It's asking us to go deeper. Personally, I love it because I'm all about wanting to go deeper with everything. Rather than just trying to get to point A to B, which is fine, I'm more interested in what are the deep things we can discover as we're going from point A into infinity. What's really there? What's the deepest thing that we can connect with? So you've got people asking you to pick sides. Of course, this coincides with an election cycle here in the U.S. That is a huge part of what's going on. There's no question that that's a huge part of it. Our mass media here in the U.S., and that connects with mass media in many areas of the world that probably would be listening in. They're all connected to the U.S. election cycle as well. They'll have many of you are, not all of you, and it does inform some of the narratives and the way we're handling the messages we're getting through mass media. And then that gets regurgitated down gets filtered down into the social media. Social media creates some of its own stuff, absolutely. But we get a lot filtered from the mass media too, because that's where people go to. Not everybody, but a lot of people still go to the mass media first. Okay, what's happening? Then they look at everything else. And mass media is telling us still holds a lot of weight, more than people think, even though the ratings have tanked a lot for all these mass media. There's still so much of it going on. There's still so much in our face. So I'm just looking at where are we getting these what are we getting the messages of darkness? And then we have people leaving the planet. Some people know people that are struggling in different ways, and people are leaving the planet in various ways, not just a COVID, but other things. People are actually getting severely sick in some cases with COVID. That is a reality. I go based less on what people are saying the statistics are. I go a little bit more on a little bit more on all conversations I have with people, what I'm hearing happening. We have people who are leaving us, and we feel that. We also feel that sense of it might get a lot worse. Not just a COVID, but we get a sense of everything that's going on right now has a potential to maybe go much, much darker. And people are empathic. Everyone is empathic to some degree, to some level for the most part. I mean, for the most part. And so we can feel these things in advance. So we're like, oh my God, what's happening? It's unsettling. And so I'm going to give you some practical, steps to take here in a little bit, but I want to talk about this subject a little bit in depth here before I give that. With a solution, what do we do about all this? How do you navigate moving through the darkness and to deepen into the light? How do you do that? So I'm going to talk about that soon. I'm going to talk just a little bit more about the situation at hand now. We are moving again from one age to the next. I love the astrological thing and that they say from Pisces to Aquarius, Aquarian age. Some people say we're already in Aquarian age. Some people say we're not. To me, it doesn't matter, but we're shifting into one age to the next. We have subjects like what's happening with technology. Technology, is it going to save us? Is it going to kill us? I mean, are we going to have AI killer robots? So these things, even when they're not actively in your consciousness, they're in the consciousness. They're going on. And people keep saying it. You need to choose sides, directly or indirectly. What side are you on? There's just enough people are doing that, just loud and clear enough to where we're constantly being asked to choose sides. I keep saying that because it's an important thing to be aware of. So I will just share this. I mean, when it comes to many issues, all my life I've been one to do my best not to pick sides because every side has its truth, it has its wisdom to share. I personally think that we would do better to embrace all perspectives, even if they seem so ridiculous and so false, is to embrace every perspective. You don't have to agree with something to embrace the perspective that you don't agree with mentally. You can embrace it still. You can say, yes, I respect where you are. I love you exactly as you are. I love that you have the concept that you have, that you hold this perspective. I can love you. That's what I'm asking for. I'm asking for more unity. I love it. I love all this sense of division because before we just the words wandering generality comes to mind. We're plain John, plain Jane, kind of people doing our life. A little bit more so, a little bit more stifled in our voice. Now we got social media open up for us to start connecting more with more and more people. Then the voices of deeper expression start happening, and more of our pain body gets expressed on social media than you would ever. For some of you, you would never share these things with people in a private conversation with people that you barely even know, but you do it on social media. So it's interesting. It's interesting. And you argue and you say nasty things. And I'm saying that too. Even the people listening here, you say nasty things, some of you on social media. And even though you think you're right, you're saying nasty things to people. And you're the same people that talk about love and compassion. So I have love and compassion for you right where you are, even in the midst of that. But I'm just reminding you, if you're about love and compassion, if you're about evolution, if you're about the waking up of the planet in the midst of this darkness, the only way is through love. It is. It is the only way. It's the only way for the evolution. Don't fool yourself. Your mind will try to tell you, no, being right about my perspective or this perspective that we, whoever the we is, hold is what matters. And if that doesn't happen, then that's the end of everything. So many people will die, or so many people will have their liberties taken away, or so many whatever. So big, and it'll be so bad. And I don't want to take away from the sense that there may be realities to some of those things, because there might be, and then again, there may not, right? So we don't really know. And you're honest, you don't know for 100%. So you don't know for 1,000%. You don't know for 1,000,000,000%. You can't say with absolute certainty a whole lot. And that's part of the darkness, the sense of not knowing. I don't know what's going to happen in the world next. I don't know. I don't know for a fact, which has always been true, but it's just more in your face now because, wow, our new normal routines all got uprooted during this COVID time. Then, and that's basically most of it still now. The second event to me was Black Lives Matters with George Floyd's being killed, murdered, however you want to put it. But that whole scene. Then I got people saying it was a fake scene. We got people saying it was real. It's so many stories. I've heard so many stories. It can make my head spin. We're increasingly living in a world where we don't know what's real and what's not real. We have technology has the ability to show us on a screen people presenting something to you that aren't even real people. And we are not even sure if it's possible that I'm pretty sure it is available now. We're not sure if it's possible it could be presented to us as people talking and saying things that didn't really happen from a human being, but rather it's all from technology, AI, whatever you want to call it. So what's real, what's not real? It's always been an issue. We just assumed that what we were being told was mostly probably had some real truth to it. Maybe it was, and some people like, oh, well, if I heard it in this newspaper, it's the truth. Now, increasingly, we don't know anything. And we're recognizing, some of us are recognizing that. And some of us are so needing to hang on to any sense of certainty. We're doubling down on the things we've believed for a long time, right? Because when you're feeling more uncertain and more unclear, there's an inclination by some people to try to triple down on what you do feel is the absolute truth and say, I'm standing with this, and everyone else could go jump off a cliff. Almost kind of energy. Now, if you're not one of these people, that's fine. I mean, maybe you're just kind of aware of these things, but it's not affecting you as much. But it's affecting everybody. Everybody's handling it in their own way. But I want to at least let you know, even if you're not one of the people doing some of these things, some of the reasons, maybe to give a little bit of insight, because I don't want to take hours of your time today to get into this subject necessarily, but to give you some perspectives on what's going on, why is it happening? The bigger picture, why it's happening, is we're moving from one age and stage to another. Next, we have to become more self-aware. We have to. And during that time, it's going to seem like we're more deluded, like we're crazier than ever before, until that collapses, and then the breath of deeper awareness and awakening is possible. It's more, there's more available, more awareness available. So we're aware of far more things than we've ever been aware of before on a worldly stage sense, I would say for sure. I think probably overall, that's true as well. We're more aware of many things. We might not be as aware of what's happening with our neighbors next door next door to us as we used to, many decades ago. But we're more aware of the larger collective of various things that are going on. It's a big awakening. Like, wow, I see what's happening. There's these forces and these energies going on, and so anyway, I could go on and on, but I don't want to add too much to I don't want to start adding to too much to the story. I want to get into the solution, which I promised to get into. I don't know if it's a solution, but it's a way to orient yourself to deepen into the light. But the first thing is, it's all about you've got to focus on the love and the compassion. It's the only way. Okay? The minute your mind starts trying to cut people out of your life because they disagree about masks with you, come on. We used to have, and I think it is a totally different subject. It's totally different to me, but it's similar in that there was a debate that seems silly now, but I can respect where people were. We used to have a seatbelt debate, right? So most of you are probably old enough to have experienced that debate. They had seatbelts in the car, people didn't have to wear them. And then a lot of people are dying without the seatbelts. Then it became a state law. I think at first it was just kind of get a push, recommended, and then it was like law. And there's people that didn't want to wear their seatbelts still. They says, I don't trust the seatbelts. I don't want to be locked in the seatbelt if I get in a crash. And so this is, and it seemed like common sense to anybody that was somebody who's a seatbelter would be like, you're crazy. Of course, it's more dangerous. So if we had social media during that time, oh my God, we would have seen something not nearly as strong as now, but it would have been, this big debate, seatbelts versus no seatbelts. But we got through that. The consensus was yes, seatbelts. If there was such a strong argument against them, then the laws would have been changed, I feel, on that one. So right now, we have other things we're debating about, or people are debating about. The question, so first, love and compassion for yourself and for others, realizing maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't know for 1,000% fact anything. Maybe you don't. You can tell me you do, but I'm going to contend that if I ask you with absolute certainty, with 0% chance you're wrong, if you know what you speak about around these issues that people are debating about, you know the truth, I would say that you're not being honest with yourself. You don't know for 1,000%. So embrace uncertainty that you don't know for 100,000%. Be of love and compassion to others. Follow your own intuition on what you know to be true for you. Don't be silly. Don't take a dogged stance that I just use the mask thing because the mask thing seems to be a big one. Okay, that's it, I'm no mask, or that's it, I'm masked, no matter what. I'll wear a mask when I sleep. I'll show you how masked I am. And or the Black Lives Matter, in terms of the way people are lining up with the cause, is similar. Like, I'm totally Black Lives Matter, so everything I do is Black Lives Matter, just to prove I'm Black Lives Matter. Or to go the other extreme, I'm so not Black Lives Matter because it's all lives matter, so I'm not going to pay any attention to any of that, and life as usual. I'm not going to even address that there's something that's come up to take a look at. So Stay open, be curious, see what is in there for you on every subject. And don't come to any definitive, absolute conclusions necessarily. Instead, you can have your own preference or your own feeling about it for you, but if others have different feelings, it's okay. In other words, you could have people say, I'm super intuitive. I channel my guides. They told me masks are no good. I channel my guides. And then another person says, I channel my guides and they told me the masks are mandatory right now. Um, I guarantee you that both stories are being told out there by exactly like I just said. Exactly. So who's right? Oh, your guides are, your guides know better than mine, or you're a better tuner in there than I. And it gets into a bunch of ridiculous stuff there too. So for each their own, okay? And we have to embrace where people are. And let's speak our own, you could certainly speak your own truth, but do it with of course, this is just my perspective, but do it with love and compassion for everyone. Don't do it to shoot other people down. Okay, just give your love and compassion. Um, Focus on, even in the sense of darkness, you can dance in the dark, you can have fun. Just because other people might be having a hard time, or even if you're having a hard time, it doesn't mean you can't experience more joy in your life, that you can't embrace that. Okay, so embrace more joy, lighten up the vibe, do everything that to take care of you and your vibration. Look at it as the best thing you can do. People are saying like wearing masks, for example, is so good to prevent the spread of COVID. Great. So let's also do incredible self-care so we can prevent the spread of depression and ill health and whatnot from being so heavy. That's so vital. That matters uh, for every being on the planet, and it's so important. The other thing is, as I start to wrap this up, is what is the darkness really trying to tell you right now? So the darkness you're experiencing personally or collectively, what is it really trying to tell you? If your bank account is drained, what is it really asking of you right now? Is it asking you to maybe just let go and be patient, or is it asking you to be bolder and finally do that thing you've been saying you're going to do, or is it what is it really trying to tell you? And if you're not sure, then get help from someone. I mean, someone. If you're a world-changing spiritual entrepreneur, a light leader, um, reach out to me. I'll give you my website in a bit, but reach out to me. I'll tune into your energy. I'll tell you what I'm picking up on and what I'm getting on it. I'm happy to support you in that way. Um, so anyway, so you need to see what it's really trying to tell you, because I'll tell you, all the darkness is about awakening. When people individually go through awakening, like people go from like a like one what okay, just like one example would be people start off in their life and they're programmed with all these concepts. They go into victimhood. They feel not able to have the life they want. Then they start feeling personal empowerment. They start bringing that on. All of a sudden, they feel stronger empowerment. Maybe they feel really strong. They get really successful in their businesses or careers, and they manifest a bunch of cool stuff. Then the dark night of the soul comes in when all that starts collapsing because it was built on a lot of willpower and ego that for you as that for that soul, for you as a soul, isn't sustainable in this lifetime, in this period. And then you discover deeper truths that your deeper essence. And as you discover that, you start to realize a lot of things you thought were so true, that were working so well for you, aren't true for you anymore, and they're not working for you anymore. And it's calling you to let all that go now. And you're like, that's what made me successful. So how can I let that go? That's worked so well for me in so many different ways. And I know it doesn't work for me anymore. So then what do I do? And so it's very similar what's happening in collective. Like, wow, we're really successful. We had all this economy happening and technology, but man, something's not working here. I don't know. Maybe this isn't so great. Maybe we should all go live in huts, or like, I don't know, like just whatever the concept might be. But like, man, maybe, I don't know, something's not working. And so what is it trying to tell you? What is it trying to tell you individually for yourself? And what is all this trying to tell us collectively? To tune into that for yourself. Know your own truth. Don't try to tell people that your truth is everyone's truth and everybody should believe you. But rather just come to your own truth. You can share your truth like I do. But don't tell people they have to believe in what you believe in. That you embrace and you have love and compassion for everyone is what I recommend. So yeah, even everything I've shared here, I mean, I don't know if anything I said is really that controversial, but don't take my word for it. If none of this resonates, that's fine. So if it does resonate, I do want to hear more and more from you. So if you want to connect with me more in depth on a continuous basis, you can go to yoursacredpurpose.com and get a free Meditate and Make Money meditation, which is helping people to experience more financial flow in their businesses. So go ahead and take advantage. That's for free. And then you can also apply to have a one-to-one energy consultation with me. Energy scan consultation, I should say. And within that consultation, if you're selected to meet with me, there is an application. We'll take a look at what's going on for you and what really wants to happen. I'm really interested in light leaders and world-changing spiritual entrepreneurs, people that want to rocket with source and spirit. So if you're interested in that, check that out. And I just ask you to make a commitment. If this is resonating for you, I ask you to make a commitment to absolutely love yourself, love every person on your path, every single one, whether it's look at presidential candidates, Joe Biden, Donald Trump. Okay, I don't care who it is. Everyone has this. Everyone is an enlightened being in disguise. Okay, some more in disguise than others. And we're to revere the God within all. And when we do, then we're set free. And it will create the changes we're looking for. And it's in a very real sense, the real changes we're looking for in here that show up as, again, the world out here, as you know. So I hope this was helpful and illuminating for you. And just remember, whatever you're dealing with on even on your personal level, things I didn't even cover, whether you have relationship issues, a health crisis, money issues, you lost your job, it's within the darkness there's incredible, often is the greatest growth. I want to say all the time, because every time we say something, we can find an exception. But often, most often anyway, it seems that in the darkness, there's more growth, more light, more goodness that's within that. But you have to recognize it and commit that you want to go to the next level of embodiment of your awakening and rocking your sacred purpose. Okay. So anyway, again, I hope this was helpful to you. Go to yoursacredpurpose.com to get your free meditation and to fill out the application to meet with me if you want to. And I just love connecting with you here. I look forward to continue to be here with you. So you keep on tuning in and we'll keep on rocking it here on Spiritual Rockstar Podcast Show. All right, everybody. Goodbye for now.
You're listening to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. Stay tuned for our next upcoming new episodes each Wednesday and Saturday. Please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review to help us to serve you best. As a reminder, you can get your free Meditate and Make Money meditation at www.yoursacredpurpose.com to rock your sacred purpose. Goodbye for now, everybody.